Conference, I want to show you how to build a farm inventory system using Microsoft Excel. This will enable farmers keep inventory of farm produce in terms of quantity received, quantity sold, prices, and stocks remaining. The two functions in Microsoft Excel that we'll use are VLOOKUP and SUMIFS. This will be used in the design of this application. Now, the VLOOKUP function returns any data type using a string, numeric, date, etc. Now, the formula for the VLOOKUP is shown here. VLOOKUP, then bracket opens, value, table, index number, then approximate match. What are all these parameters? These are called parameters or arguments. So let's see what they are. Value. The value to search for in the first column of the table. Table. Two or more columns of data that is sorted in ascending order. The index number is a column number in table from which the matching value must be returned. The first column is 1. Then the approximate match, which is optional, is either false or true. When it is false, that means you want to find the exact match. If it's true, you want to find an approximate match. If nothing is specified, true is returned as the default. So let's see how this is used. To be able to show how this formula is used, first of all, I've created an agricultural produce table here in Excel. So what I did here was to specify 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 column headings. The first one is code with all these code numbers. The second one is products with all these code numbers. The third one is units with all these the different units of the product. 50 kg, 53 kg, then the prices are specified here. So these are the products that we have. We have apples, oranges, bananas, pears, and grapes. These are the different products that are stored and as inventory in the farm, and they are also meant to be sold. So now when you have this, we can use the VLOOKUP function to call up any of these data to another table in any other Excel document that you may have, or even within the same sheet. So how is that done? So let me show you. So now, the first thing we did was to create what is called a categorized item list with the following headers. Now, if you want to return the value apple under products column in any cell, maybe cell B12, cell B12 is somewhere around here. You want to return the value apple. Now, you notice that apple here is a product that is in cell B3. Now, if you want this value to appear in any other cell, all these boxes you're seeing here are called cells. If I want this apple to automatically appear here, whatever is here in cell B3 to appear in, let's say, cell B10, what you need to do is to specify this function. So I'm going to copy this function and I'll paste it here. Then I'll explain what it does. So now, immediately I paste it, it automatically returns apple. But the formula is here. So you see VLOOKUP, then see the code number. The code number is specified here. The code number is 10247. Then this is a range of cells from A3 to B7. Now A3 is from here. So this is where we're concentrating on. We're concentrating within this range. And here we're saying that the 2 here is the second column. So this is the first column, this is the second column. So if you mention the code number and you're saying it should be on the second column, then the system automatically knows that the answer will be apple. Because false here also means that we should return the exact value of what is in that cell. So the first code number that is specified is here. The second one is the range of cells we want to cover, we want to search. The second one specifies the second row, the second column, and the fourth says return this value. So that's how we got cell here. So if I wanted something else, maybe we wanted things like peer to appear. So what I would do would be peer is on the second column and the code number for it is 100250. And so what I'll just do is to come here and change this to 10250. Then the range is still the same. It's because what we're looking for is within that range, and it's on the second column, and we say return the desired value. Immediately we click outside, the system will bring out this. So that's how it's gotten. So the formula for VL lookup here is the value, the table, the index number, and the approximate match. Here the value is the value for to search for the first column of the table. Now in our case, it is the code number, while the table here specifies the range, like I said, and the index number tells us the column where the value is likely to be. Then the approximate match tells us determine it's optional. If it's false, it means you have to find the exact match, or you have to find an approximate match. That's one way to find it. Another way to do that is to highlight on this column from here to here. So I just highlighted on the section that has data. Then I'll come here and I'll say let this be called prod, like short for product. So I have highlighted the area that has values and I call it prod and I press enter. So what that means is that anytime I click on single cells, the system tells me what it is. But immediately I highlight from here to here. Let's do that again. Let's call it prod, P-R-O-D. And okay, immediately I highlighted the entire cells from cell A3 to E7. So immediately I highlight everything here. The system tells me that the name has been given to this entire cell and it's called prod. So I can use that also to find. I can use that to associate it with VLOOKUP to be able to call up any particular data that I want. For example, again, if I want to return the value apple, what I need to do is to click on where I want to put it and just click on paste. The system returns it. So let's see what it does. So here, VLOOKUP A3, A3 is the very first column number, and here prod takes care of the entire range where the data is likely to be, and this is telling us a concentrate on stage 2 on column 2, and false means return the exact value that is associated with the very first number in the first cell, and that brings us up. So that's what we're going to use in the course of our design. So now we have just finished showing you how to use VLOOKUP. So let's see how we can apply this in creating an inventory database. So this function will enable us to create product in and out stock inventory. To do this, we need to go through a series of tables. Then we'll now integrate all the tables together so that whatever you're doing in one will automatically apply in the others. So the first thing we'll do again, which we have already done, will be to create the category item list. The second one will be to create in receive list, that is what is coming in based on their quantity and prices. What create out, what is going out, what you are selling out, and your prices. Then we'll now have the stock inventory that will have show you a complete table of what came in, what is going out, and what is left in the store, and possibly the price that was sold. So I'll open to the second sheet too. So we're going to implement this one after the other. The first stage has already been done. We created our category list in the first stage. The second stage is I want to build what will be I want to build the category list and the received products. So I'll still use the same column heading, code, product, unit, price, and remark. Now all the items I'm working on are here, but if you notice here, nothing is specified under the receive item. Receive item will take care of items that are received to the store based on their quantity. So I've created a small table that will handle all that. So now I'm going to format this table so that whatever comes in will automatically, I can always work on the table anytime I want it. I'll format it to work the way I want it to. So to do this, I will first of all look at the items. Date is when the item was received, so you can specify any data you want. For example, you can right click on this cell, click on format cell, and choose the date format that is most comfortable for you. So I'll go down here. If you want it to be like 14th of March, in that format, just specify it. So then just click here and drag it down. That entire cell has been formatted. For example, the first item, if an item came today, if I write something like today is 3rd of November, 3rd November 2019. I click outside, the system will automatically format it in the way that I've already chosen. So now here I'm going to specify the code number. So I'll type 10247. So items 10247 was received, 10248 was received. Let's assume that the next item that was received was 10250, then 10251, then later 10249 was received. It doesn't matter the order, but whatever item you receive, you have to specify the code number. Was it the same date? If it all happens today, you can just drag down, the system will repeat some dates for you. So let's if we change adjust the dates to suit whatever you want, but let's just leave it the way it is there. So I now have my code number. Now because I've call up the code numbers, I want the products that are associated with these code numbers to automatically appear here. So I'm going to call, instead of typing them manually, I'll also use the lookup to call up the product and associate them with the items that are here. We all know that 10247 is associated with Apple. So how do I automatically bring it here? So I will use the VLOOKUP formula to do that. So I just click here, and here, or I click here and I say paste. So system automatically bring Apple. How did you do that? So I said VLOOKUP I3. This is I3, so associating you with the first column. Then the range, the name of the prod is the entire range of cells that we're concentrating on, and column 2, this is a column 2, we're telling you to return the exact value, so that has been done. So if I click here and drag down, the system will automatically bring all the other ones without me typing anything. Now the unit price too is the same thing. I have the option to type it manually, but I can also use the same formula to return this. So what I did here was to tell it to concentrate on column 3, and it will automatically bring out 50 kilogram that is associated with the Apple that I have in the store. So I can drag this and the system prints out exactly what we have for the first table. Then the quantity is what we're going to supply, and the prices has already been stated on the table. So if I click this and press enter, the system will automatically return the value for the prices. So I'll copy this and say Control V, enter. So I'll do the same thing for the price column. Make sure this starts from the beginning. Then I press enter. You can see 14 has been returned here. So what I told you to do is I3 is the code number, and prod is the area that we're concentrating on. Then 4 means concentrate on column 4. This is column 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's the price column. Then return the exact value. That's how we have 14 naira. So I can drag this, and all this one will be formatted. Now this is the received items, what is coming into the store. So now if for example I have 10 bags of 50 kg apple that was supplied, I'll specify 10 there. If I have 20 bags of this, so this is what is going to the store, 30, and this is what is coming, this is 35, and this is 56. So this is what I have received according to their weight, and all this is coming into the store. So the next thing we're going to do will be to build a sale database. What I have received, what I'm going to sell based on what is in the store, and what will remain. So I'm going to show you that in a few minutes. Okay, so we'll continue from where we stopped. So now this is what we originally has as our produce. This is what was received into the store. Now, based on the quantity that came in, how many of these were sold? So we have our sales table, and our column headings are date, code, products, and expand this, unit price, units, quantity, and price. So we return the same date. The same dates. Okay, no, the dates that they were sold will be different from the dates that the items came in. So let's just imagine some dates. Let's assume that these things were placed in a store, and first of all, we have to format our date column again. So I'll come here and say date, and I'll pick this is how I want my date to be. Let's assume that we started selling our items from 14th November 2019. So that has happened there. So I could just scroll down to look for other dates. So on 2019 code number, what did you sell? Let's assume we sold 247, 19 with code 247, and the products. So I just type 248, not in any 250, jumping one, then 10.249 and 10.251. We can add as many columns as possible. So these items we sold on different dates, and it's possible that you can have more than one item that was sold on a particular date. But this is just illustrated. And once you understand it, then you can play around with it, manipulate it the way you want it. So what's the item that is associated with 10.247? Instead of typing it manually, I will also still use the VL lookup table. What the cells that the table will do would be to show us the quantity of items that was sold and their price. So here I will type that, then I will click here and tell it to start from the beginning, move it to there shouldn't be any space. So I press enter, the system tells me that this item is apple. So you can see that it's able to pick up all the products that are listed under products based on the function VL lookup. So it goes to the original database and brings in all the items that belongs to that. Then the unit 2 will be the same thing, but for the case of unit, we'll tell it to search for unit in column 3. This again should come to the beginning of the line, because we have units in column 3 and it should do the exact matching. So it tells us that these are the different kilograms that are there. Then quantity, we have to specify the quantity that was sold. Then the prices have not changed. The prices we fixed based on the different kilograms that we have in the store. So the system is already telling me here that the price for apple, 50 kg apple, is fixed at 14 naira. So the other prices are there. So now we have what we receive. Now we have what we are selling. So the question now is, what quantity did you sell? Here you notice that there was a total of 10 bags of 50 kg of apple. So let's assume that maybe we sold 5. We sold here for the oranges, we sold 7 bags of 50 kg. Here we sold a total of 4. Here we sold a total of 8, and here we sold a total of 9. So now you will expect that the system should be able to compute and tell us, okay, this is the quantity that was sold, this is what is remaining. That's what the last table will help us to. So we'll see that in a few seconds. So the last table here is the stock inventory table, and you can see all the tables we've used. The first one is our produce table that has all the products that we're working with. The second one is a table that has all the quantity of these items that we receive. Then the next one, third table tells us all the quantity of these items that we sold. Then on a centralized environment, we want to see our stock inventory. This is really how the stock inventory table looks like. So you will have the code number, the products that you have in the store, their units, that is in terms of weight, the received, what was sold, then what is left, the stock that is left in the store, then prices and total that was sold, so that at a glance you can see how you're doing. So we're going to format all these tables to bring out this data. Now all these tables are linked together to you because of the VLOOKUP function that we are using in Excel. So now to be able to do this, the first thing we'll do will be to type in all the code numbers that we've worked with. So we've worked with 10,247, we've worked with 10,248, and we've worked with 10,249, we've worked with 10,250, then we've worked with 10,251. So those are the code numbers that we have. What are their products? So I've used our VLOOKUP function to automatically call up the product that is associated with that code number. The system tells me that's Apple. So I scroll down, it brings out all the other ones. Then what is their weight? So I also use the VLOOKUP function to call up their weight. Then I will now scroll down to replicate that to format the other cells and replicate it accordingly. Then receive. What we expect to do, there's a formula that we're going to use which is called SUMIFS. So what this will do basically is that it will check the so now the formula for this is to return all the values of items that we receive. What we'll do is to go to the receive table, we'll tell it to check this entire column for any item that is associated with Apple and add up the quantity to return the value here. That is what. So the formula for that is this. So I'll just copy this and paste it here. So you can see the system is already telling us that a total of 10 bags of 50 kg apples were received. So we'll play around with this so you can see what happens. So the formula is SUMIFS, check this range of cells, then associate it with Apple, then add up all the quantities that is associated with Apple. So the system will do that and will return the value there. So we can now bring this down. We will do the same for all the other cells. The same thing too for the cells. That is the quantity that was received, quantity that was sold. This one will mean we have to go to the sales table, find everything that is within the cells, this set of cells, and see what is associated with Apple and add up the entire column to return the value. So it was only 5 bags of Apple that was sold. So if you scroll down, the system will check for all the others and return the same value there. Then that's how that works. Then stock. The stock will now, so if you know the quantity that you receive and the quantity that was sold, then the stock will now be what is remaining. So it will just be this minus that cells Z3 minus AA3, and that returns the value for you. So you can scroll down so that the other cells will be formatted. Then the price is still the same price as what we had from the original table. So we can say right from the beginning we already fixed the prices for this item based on different equilibrium of the bags based on their quantity and their weight. So quantity sold will now be, now that we know the so let's undo that. So now that we know the so now that we know the quantity that is remaining, if you multiply that times the unit, that times the price, then we will know exactly the quantity that was sold at any particular point in time. So you can see here, for example, 5 times 14 will give us 70. 13 times 9.5 will give us, so these are the quantity that also we can also sum up this to bring out the result. So that's how it's done. But let's just try something and see.